Here's your AlabamaWX weather briefing for this Sunday. It's the 28th of July. The month is nearly gone. 7.63 inches of rain at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport through, well, I guess about 6 p.m. on Saturday. And we're getting into some pretty decent territory here. We get another inch and a quarter between now and Wednesday, the end of the month. We could be sitting right outside the top 10 all-time wettest Julys on record. So it's been nice. I'm not complaining, that's for sure. I got 0.26 hundredths on Saturday. The airport picked up 0.73. So, the rainfall's been quite nice. This is the upper pattern across North America early on this Sunday morning, and the persistent upper low and trough to our west that has been centered there near the borders of Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas is opening up and weakening, getting ready to move out to the northeast, fall apart, and this ridging over the southeastern United States is going to be building as we go into coming days. But you can see that disturbance was still there to our north through tomorrow, and that means some potentially excessive rainfall still for Alabama. But you see as we go through the week ahead, the ridge of high pressure builds over the United States, including here in Alabama. Got a tropical system there in the eastern Pacific. As that area is going to heat up, and perhaps the tropical Atlantic's going to heat up as well. You see a trough rotating into the northeastern part of the United States, eastern Canada there, as we get out fairly deep into the Voodoo Week 2 period. There around Tuesday the 6th, but the ridge still trying to hold on. There's that second hurricane, which may be the stronger of the two, there in the Pacific. The GFS does not believe in the idea of this western Atlantic system that the Hurricane Center has now upgraded to a 40% chance of happening. And the European is aggressive. The Canadian is even more aggressive. And the GFS has been inconsistent. This is the HRRR for today, showing scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be developing by late morning. They'll continue into the afternoon hours. A few spots are going to get maybe an inch, inch and a quarter. Some places like Lamar County may get even more. Well, I say like Lamar County did on Saturday. Radar estimates indicated 5.7 inches of rain west of Vernon, there along Alabama 18 in the western part of Lamar County, and flash flood warnings were required during the evening. That storm was very impressive as far away as Birmingham, producing some lightning that we could see from a long distance off. This is 7 p.m. tonight, showing those active thunderstorms, perhaps south of I-20. We don't know exactly where they'll be falling, but that should give us some idea of coverage. It moves into South Alabama during the evening and overnight hours, and then we head into Monday. Now, the forecast for Monday may have to be adapted a little bit if this forecast is right with this model, because it shows very few showers and storms on Monday, and that's possible. Our model of choice will be the GFS early on this Sunday morning. This is actually, I'm going to switch one model. Well, no, I'm not either. I'm going to stay right where I am. This is the 12Z run from yesterday, since that's mostly what my forecast is based off of. You can see that pretty wet here for Sunday. Still going to be warm. High temperatures in the middle 80s generally across the area. We're starting off uniformly in the lower 70s early on this Sunday morning. As we get into Monday, it looks like still fairly wet. The WPC has the area from generally around I-20 to the north and a slight risk for excessive rainfall on Monday. That works just like a storm prediction center day, convective outlook day 1 through 3, acts with the categories. And, we'll be watching that very closely to see if that happens. It looked like the better chances for the heavier rain on Monday would be over eastern Alabama. Some areas could get an inch to an inch and a half of rain. You see, as we go into Tuesday, though, Alabama's beginning to dry out a little bit. Those thunderstorms, instead of being numerous, they become scattered, widely scattered. As we get into Wednesday, we're dealing with far fewer of them. Thursday, more of the same, and as you could imagine, the temperatures will be heading upwards. As the rain chances lower, the rain chances get low, then the temperatures are going to be going up for sure. There you see that Pacific hurricane moving up to the northwest. Here in Alabama, we've got a little frontal system to our north, a little backdoor cold front tries to work in here in time for the weekend. Rain chances probably begin to increase on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday they'll be even a little bit better. We get out into the week 2 period here. The later runs of the GFS have been a lot wetter. And, whereas we're expecting about 1.5 inches of rain in the next 7 days, the GFS now is ramped up sort of the ensemble mean to about 2.5 inches there for the following 7 days. So, again, we continue with a fairly wet pattern, and unfortunately that could make us a little vulnerable to tropical cyclones just because of the way the pattern is set. Let's talk tropics here for a second. This is the European, and we got a bit of a close-in system there off the east coast of the United States. It's not going to amount to much. Could develop into a cyclone there. Probably not a tropical cyclone, though. Look at this tropical wave, though, here by Wednesday. It's moving through the Virgin Islands, the Lesser Antilles, through the Greater Antilles here by Thursday, and begins to sort of intensify as it goes through the Bahamas. Still probably a tropical depression by Saturday night, becoming a tropical storm as it turns to the north and maybe northeast there by Tuesday the 6th, but it looked like it might be curving into the Outer Banks there at the end of the period. That's certainly a possibility, not a forecast. This is the Canadian, the GEM, showing that same tropical wave as we get into midweek. Fairly weak system begins to tighten up and get organized there in the Western Caribbean, moves into the central southern Gulf. This is by early morning on Monday the 5th, and we've got what appears to be a minimal hurricane, strong tropical storm, perhaps moving into the central Gulf Coast, possibly somewhere there near Mobile. Now, is that a possibility? It's a possibility. It's something we'll have to watch. Let's see if I can go back. I guess the wind forecast does not go out that far, so we can't really see that. But the GFS is having none of this. Now, I'm over here looking in the Pacific. Let's go back to the Atlantic Basin and kind of go through time here. You see that close-in system. But, we're out here Wednesday in this period. This is a later run of the model. This is the 0Z run beginning to come in. And you say, well, let's see some, activity there north of Hispaniola moving into the Bahamas. Let's go back one model run. And again, the GFS just really is not bullish on this idea. So, will it happen? Who knows? We'll just have to watch very closely over the next couple of weeks. Looking at the Eastern Pacific, just because, showing those things there on the western fringe, there's our first hurricane forming as a tropical storm there by Tuesday into Tuesday night. It intensifies, becoming about a 70-knot hurricane there by Thursday night and Friday. An 80, 90-knot hurricane there by Friday night, but it begins to weaken. Second system forms to its southeast and becomes a stronger hurricane, 115 knots. That, of course, would put it up in the category 4 area, and so that's the Pacific, and no threat to any land area. These are those GFS ensemble readings that I was telling you. Quite a range of rainfall amounts. Some of the some of the controls as high as 7-8 inches. Don't think that's going to happen. That would cause some pretty significant flooding problems. But this mean is to possibly be believed 1.5 inches over the next 7 days. Then pretty steep increase there over the following 7 days, and we see somewhere around 4 inches of rain. Now, these are temperatures off the national blend of models. Coolest days today, clouds and showers around. A little warmer tomorrow with a little bit more sunshine, and could be quite a bit warmer than this if the clouds and the rain just don't materialize. You see, though, as the ridge builds over Alabama and the south, the temperatures rise. We'll be in the middle 90s by Thursday and Friday into Saturday. A little bit cooler Sunday and Monday as those rain chances increase, but it will still be warm and nearly seasonal across Alabama. Weather Brains, the weekly netcast is all about weather. James on vacation this coming week. So we will release the podcast that we recorded on Thursday night tomorrow night and late tomorrow night, be it all in all your normal podcast channels. You can find it at weatherbrains.com and, of course, youtube.com/weatherbrains. I don't even know who the guest is for next week. We'll talk about that later. It's going to be a busy week filling in for the man as he's gone on vacation. And we'll have fun doing that, of course, for you, keeping you informed on Alabama's weather. I have notes on the blog. Complete update on the forecast coming up at noon, including checking to see whether we have to lower those rain chances for Monday. But keep an eye out if you've got any outdoor activities today. Lots of showers and thunderstorms roaming around. They're going to have heavy rain, gusty winds, and certainly dangerous lightning. So be prepared for that. We'll be on James's vacation schedule all this week with one-a-day videos all through the week. Scott and I will be manning those for you. We'll have updates on the blog, updates on the radar, anything that starts going on. You'll know about it first here on AlabamaWX. Well, until I get a chance to talk to you again next time, as I always tell you, keep an eye to the sky because you'll always have something fun to look at.